be a supreme challenge. San Diego, as I said, is a very, very skilled team, and we need to be at our best. So, but a good day today, and I felt good about it. And I think the guys are working hard to get ready to have their best game.
Todd, Chargers obviously led the league in offense and defense last year. Is this the most complete team you think you guys will play twice in this game?
I'm really only worried about them right now, and right now they're the best team we've seen, this year. So that's what we're worried about. They can hurt you in a number of different ways. Like you said, they have a very physical, aggressive defense. The core's been together for an extended period of time. Offensively, they're multi-dimensional with a quarterback that can hurt you every single play, and a couple runners that can also, and then special teams, they do. They've done a terrific job, and we need to be at our best. So that's what we're trying to do.
How did you talk with Romeo, I guess, after the last couple of weeks? I mean, obviously an awful lot of points given up. I mean, what can you do? What can you with him do? And do you trust him to figure it out sort of on his own, or do you involve yourself in that? How does that work? Just to sort of light a spark under this defense.
Well, first off, the defense, like I've said, this has been a group effort to be where we are right now. And it hadn't been a very good group effort as a team. So it's really, I'm not looking at as the defense gave up this amount of points. I mean, because when the ball's turned over and a lot of things that have gone on, I don't know that you can necessarily put your defense in some of those positions on a series after series situation, or in a series after series plays, which happened in the last game especially. So, and as far as how we get ready to go each week, it's very much like the offense. We do a lot of talking and discussing, and especially about just how to utilize our ability, versus some of the things that they're doing. I have great faith in Rack and the entire defensive coaching staff. But, much like the offense, we do a lot of talking about it and just try to get it right.
What gives you faith in him that he can, and these two last games even notwithstanding, can identify a problem in a defense and fix it quickly? Because I'm sure you agree that's sort of a pretty important thing to get this thing on the tracks quickly.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's like I said, we're 0-2 in the first quarter of the season. We need to. The number one thing we need to do is get a lot better, and we have a pretty good idea of what we need to do to get a lot better this week. And we've been working hard at it in all phases, defensively, offensively, and special teams. But that's the number one deal: is get better, and then. We know that things will tend to start to fall into place. We won't, but it's not a situation where you're press, because that's really a little bit of what's happened. It's individual players and groups trying to over, a little too much press, just from the standpoint of, let's do something, you got to play great technique, you got to play with great effort, and then, you got to make the plays when they're there. And we haven't done that to this point. I know, if we had, especially early in both of those ball games, the result could have at least started to point in a different direction. So, we're pretty focused as a whole, as a team and coaching staff on what needs to be done, and that's what we've been working on.
Is there any difference in preparation this week, considering the task ahead on Sunday and how lopsided the victories or the losses were the last 2 weeks? I mean, you guys do anything different this week to try to?
No, because again, we just have to do certain things better. So we've been focused on those things, and we have not been able to. Really, I'm talking more about the second game, because the first game, was a little unique situation, especially defensively, just because of game plan, the way you went into that game, and then you had a pretty big factor change that that had a pretty big impact on how the game went, at least from the defensive side of the ball. But, we just need to play better football across the board. And that's fundamental football. That's using the technique to do your job first, not worrying about doing other people's jobs for them. And we know through experience and we know through watching and knowing our guys that we can be a good team. We can be a good team if we do those things. Right now, lopsided scores, none of that really has any effect on us. We're 0-2. This is the most important game of the year for us, just like last week was, and we're focused that way, and we're working, and we just gotta do things better.
What are the things that this team does well? I mean, obviously, we haven't shown up during the games so far, but you can obviously see it in practice. I mean, to the average fan, what can you tell them that this team can do well?
I think in all phases we can play good football, whatever that has to be. And that's the way we prepare offensively, defensively, and special teams is to do the things necessary to win. And that means on offense, run the football efficiently. It means throw the ball efficiently. It means protect the football. Control the clock. Special teams, it means don't allow field position changes that put you 20-something yards in the hole right out of the gate from a big picture standpoint. So, and defensively, it means stop the run, create some turnovers, don't allow big plays, and that's the philosophy. That's the way it will be. It'll stay, and as long as we're here, and we just need to do everything a little better and a lot better in some areas. But it's all correctable. We know our guys can do it. It's just a matter of taking it into games and into a pretty good opponent's homeland today or this weekend and executing.
Defensively, one of the things that helps in creating turnovers and no big plays is pressure on the opposing quarterback. You're not getting enough of that. Would that be an accurate saying?
Yeah, obviously, but there has been some pressure created that could have created plays, and as much as anything else, we've got to take advantage when those opportunities arise. When a ball comes loose or when a ball's thrown inaccurately or in a direction that we can make a play and things will happen. But we need to do everything a little better, Bob, and putting pressure on the quarterback is paramount in this league when teams are throwing, especially really good passing teams like we've seen the last few weeks and we'll see this weekend.
Do you have, other than Tamba, have you seen anybody in 2 games who's consistently giving you a good pressure?
I think it's going to be a little bit of everybody, but I'll stand by, what I said back in training camp, that we have more pass rush or pressure players on campus than we have to date. And again, we, in the Detroit game, in the fringe, Javier comes free, and, we just got to make those plays. That's no different than holding on to the football or intercepting a ball or stopping somebody and holding them short of the marker, when you have them tackled. And we got to get sacks when we have opportunities. And if we miss those, those are generally momentum turners for a game.